Hello everyone and welcome back to my Tech vs. Magic series. Today we're going to program this thing and test it out a little bit probably. Between episodes I added the chest down there and the chunk loader right there. And I've also connected all the bat boxes together. I was worried that when it's moving up and down it wouldn't have enough energy stored up for that, given how big this thing is. But hopefully that now will solve that problem. Certainly once we get the gaps down there filled in. And I've also added a little place here for me to stand so that I don't go off the back as well. But the first thing we're going to do is program in several basic words, move words, words to extend those, words to activate the block breakers, words to extend these little outriggers, words to lock this in place, and some words to unlock those. So let me type all that in, and then we'll probably test out those words to make sure everything works properly. I'll be right back. Okay, let's go over what I've done. First two words, digging and moving, just switch which IO expander I'm using. This one's 3, which is hooked up to all the moving engines, and this one's 4, which is hooked up to everything else. So digging is 4 and moving is 3. Then we dig 10 times, pulse pink for 4 ticks, then we wait 4 ticks. And pink is the line right there that goes down to all these block breakers. Next is the group 1 extend, which will pulse white and then dig. So white is right here. That's the wrong piston. Whoops, I need to swap that to be orange. So I've got to swap those two. Same with group 2 retract, that should be white. It's a half-second pulse, and then it waits 2 seconds. Group 2 is the same, except for magenta and light blue. Group 3, yellow and lime. All of them, all extend and all retract. Again, those have to be swapped. Then lock is what's going to trigger the deployers down here to lock that in place. So that is locking. Tells us it's locking, carriage return. Switches to the digging IO expander. Pulses gray, which is the line hooked up to the deployers. Waits or pulses gray for 1 second. Then it switches back to the moving IO expander, because if you lock it, you're going to be moving. Unlock, same thing, except for switches to digging, light gray, and it keeps it in digging. Move south is the white, 2 seconds, then it waits 3 seconds. Move north is orange, move east magenta, move west light blue, move up, move down. Then the outriggers, first they unlock, needs to be disconnected so they can move. Then it'll tell us it's extending the outriggers, so it's going to do that by pulsing cyan. They'll wait 10 ticks for the thing to move, then it'll dig to break any blocks, then it'll retract the outriggers using purple, 10 pulse, wait, and then it'll relock it. Okay, then on the first time we move south, we want to move south and then do the outriggers. The first time we move north, I'm going to move north and do the outriggers. Then wait for key, which just waits for a key press. And that is after I dig the tunnels and before I have it clear out the rest of the blocks. It needs to know when I'm done manually mining out all the stuff I'm going to silk touch. Okay, let me fix the words that I got backwards, and we will work on the overall word that's going to control this big whole thing. So let's talk about that first. So the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to be down and one away from the wall. Then we'll need to move over one that way. Then we want to pulse the white out 16. Then retract them back 16. Then we want to move over first. See, it would be first to move south. We'll do that once, then move over 7 more times. Then that's going to put us, let's see, that one. So yeah, we'll need to pulse this group 2, to dig out that. Then we'll want to go up. Actually, we want to move over 1, do the outrigger, then go up 2, move back over 1, and do magenta again. Go back this way, do white, and keep going, do, until we get probably around 24 high. I think that's going to be the cutoff. This is at 16 high. So yeah, 24 high is probably high enough for anything we would want to silk touch. So I'm going to do all of that and probably be back. Actually, let's test. Let me fix these words and let's test. Okay, let's start by moving south twice. That didn't work. So it did power the right thing. And the right thing moved. So somewhere something is not connected properly. I've got to find that, so let me do that, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I think I know what I did wrong. I forgot to lock it first. That might make it work. So, what color was that? White? No. Let's double check. Do it this way. Okay, that was bad. Everything should be locked. Let me check that part, and I will again be right back. Okay, I figured it out. It was the things that I put here, because these are covers that didn't connect to it. So I either need to change these to panels or not have them. That should work though. Let's do another move south. Yeah, there we go. And right here you can see why we have the outriggers, because that got caught that. So let's see about first move south. Is that what it's called? Yeah. First, move south. Moving south. Unlocking. Outrigger got moved. Going back and then locked. Excellent. That worked perfectly. Yeah, let's make sure we can still move. So, looks good from here. How far over are we? 3. Well, there's nothing here to... Never mind. We'll just go ahead and do the first to move north from here. And we'll actually manually put a block there. The things break. There they go. Outrigger. Broke it. Outrigger gets done. Locked. Excellent. That is wonderful. Okay. Now then, let's see about... Oh, one thing I did notice is these two are backwards. So the easiest way to do that without reloading all the words is to break these wires. That will be yellow. And this can be lime. That way they'll be correct. Okay, I've checked moving up and down. We can't go east or west right now because we don't have anywhere to go east or west to. I guess we can move up. Let's see, how many blocks are you? Let's move down 1. Move down. That worked. So, how tall are you again? 14, 15 if you count the wire. And this is 16 exactly. That should be 4. This is 5. Okay. So we'll move up 12 just to be on the safe side. 12. And it'll also give us a good test to make sure that we have a long enough delay to make sure the engine gets recharged. Seems to be doing fine. Let's see, move. Which way is this? West? Just go ahead and be typing that. Move west. Should be one more. Nope. Okay, there it goes. Okay, west is the right one. Let's move west 3 times. 3 times. Move west. And we're going to test out our little arms here. So we'll go group 1 extend. Put a block in front of this one to make sure it gets broken. EX. So actually, we'll do all three of them. Group 2 EX, group 3 EX. There. Oh crap, we forgot to switch to digging. Darn it. Y'all forgot to unlock it. So we'll have to pulse. Let's move up one and then. No, move down one and then. Okay. Move down one and west one. Okay, that fixed that. Let's make sure this one is... Okay, that is not right. So move south. There we go. That should have them all fixed. Then we'll reset that back so that we're lined up with our blocks. Did that do it wrong? Two more south. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay, I see. South. And move up. Then that should put us back in line. And then we can unlock. Make sure nothing is stuck on the bottom. Okay, unlock. Now then, group 1 extend, group 2 extend, group 3 extend. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's do all extend. All extend, and then we'll do 2 times all retract. That did not extend everybody. Let's try all extend again and see if there's a problem with that. Weird. I wonder if that's a power issue. So that seemed to be working before. We'll try it one more time. So that one is not moving. And it's wired up. Maybe the thing is facing the wrong way? No, we've already tested it to make sure it extends. I think it's probably a power issue. Not enough, or the power fluctuating through when they all try to go. So we'll go, what, 3 times? I'll retract. Okay, what happened there? Is it completely out of power? Okay, I can't spell. Surely that's not stuck on something. It may be stuck on that. I bet that's what it is. Why did you not block break? That's weird. Are you stuck somehow? There was the problem all along. That should be fine. It's just over here. We will try unlocking it again and see if that works. Okay, that time it worked, so I don't know what the deal with that is. What could that possibly have been? The only thing I can think of is the pipes were stuck. Didn't have anywhere to go. That doesn't make any sense. What about the other ones? Were they... Try it again. It's still not moving. Okay, you are bothering me. Both of you. And I just don't know why. How did that get in there? Oh, I see what's happening. Those are getting the stuff from the block breakers. Okay. That's probably what the problem is. But as for you, middle one, that is what the problem is, I bet. Yes. It is. That should have a cover underneath it. Let's fix that. Well, that does have a cover underneath it, doesn't it? It's hard to tell. Yeah, there's a cover there. Okay. So that is not the problem. What is the problem? Let me fix this and I'll be right back. Okay, I found the problem. It is these blank spaces here. When they move, they're grabbing these. And they were also going to grab the frame motors that I had right here, so I moved them up. Now they're facing down. And I also had to move the power over as well because that was right here and would have been grabbed as well. Additionally, I've made it so that these can move inside one more as well as outside so that we can essentially dodge whichever group is moving. It does, however, mean that we will not be able to extend all of them without a completely different complicated word, which we may end up doing anyway. But basically, when white is going out, this needs to go in, but in on this one is also white, which would catch that. So not only do we have to change that, we have to change the color of the wires we're using. So we're going to do blue and brown here, because those are the next two colors, so that we can operate these independently of each other. And where does that leave us? So yeah, now I can test all of those out. I also will have to rewrite the lock word, because in order to move it inwards, I had to break the frame that was right here, which was anchoring these. So I either need to put another frame there, which I could do maybe, could cause problems. These were both pushed in, that would cause problems. So no, won't do that. Or I could push this inward, and then when that is placed, it will connect to the whole thing. So that's going to change our lock and unlock procedure, as well as some other words. I will probably end up doing a complete all extend full and all retract full, just for digging out a whole level. I think that would make things easier. And then I'll do another word for white, or each group full extend. Yes, that's what we'll do. That way it will make the final word more compact. This thing is getting a lot more complicated than I was originally expecting. I was expecting it to be a bit complicated, but not this bad. If I didn't hate the waste so much, I would just build a big mining bore instead, but I hate to waste the materials that much. So let me fix all of this crap, and I will be right back. Back again. Let me show you what I've done. This one is pretty much the same as before. We just moved some words from the second block up to here. Some of these simple ones. We changed the lock and unlock to interact with the outriggers. See right here, it brings in both outriggers, and the unlock will extend both outriggers. Right there. We also changed the first moves to use the outrigger for that side. And let's see. Then we went and created some full extends for each group and some full retracts for each group. So this one will extend it. Actually, first thing it does is it moves the outrigger in for group 1. So it moves it so the block breaker doesn't get stuck on that little spot right there. And when it's doing group 2, it also moves this one so that it doesn't get stuck the same way. And when it's finished moving, it will move the outrigger back. That's all that does. And you do it for each. The first two groups, group 3 doesn't have any problems like that. Then there's a full extend and a full retract. which does what you would expect. Extends everything and retracts everything. And that's probably the best way to show you how this works. So we'll do so you can see it retracted this. It's moving the white group. Then it will move the second group. Or no, the third group, I mean. Then it's going to retract this. Or actually, I'll put that back first, and then it'll retract this. And then it'll put that back. And then they're all going to move. Now that it's got past the hard part. I've also changed this part a little bit. The wire I had here was getting caught on that, even though there was a cover under it. So what I had to do is I took out the redstone tube cable frame, whatever, that was here. Place that with a bat box, which means I had to reroute that redstone tube around and down to there to get the signal to the frame motor. We also had to change this up for that, since it's not at the bottom anymore. Do it like that, and that allows that to move without getting caught on anything. Now I think they're pretty much all extended here. They don't go out a full 16 blocks like I had originally wanted, but it's not possible to do that with the way I have it set up. I think they go out 15 maybe? I'm not sure. 11 plus 3, 2... yeah, maybe 14. 13 or 14. Okay. And now they're all retracting. They'll retract until this gets one more. Then this will go in. It will get past that. Then the group 3 will go. Then this should go out. Then this should go in. And those should finish. And that should go back. And that is the full retracting and extending cycle, and we can do each group individually, obviously. So now then that I've got all the hard parts done, condensed down into little bitty words, I can program the whole thing. What I'm going to do to start out with is we'll have basically just have it do one section at a time. It'll dig out the tunnels, go back to the bottom, then wait for us to press a key. Once that happens, it will completely mine out the whole area, then probably go back to the bottom and wait for us to tell it where to go next. Eventually, but not this episode, like sometime in the distant future, I will probably want it to have it so that it will create tunnels for like several chunks in a row, that way or that way. But one thing I am going to want to do is build the word so that it can either mine stuff that's already been quarried out or mine stuff that hasn't already been quarried out, which means it needs to dig high enough for this thing to fit at where that's at 24. But the top of that is at 24. So that is something we have to do, and I can program that and be right back. Okay, I have programmed in a crap ton of stuff, like over the past 3 days. And I think I've finally got this working. I did make some more changes to the machine itself. I'm not sure if I've showed this yet, but I moved the power up above these. And I moved that power, I showed that. I've also added these two here. They are responsible for making sure there's a connection to the block breakers when this one is fully extended. Otherwise, the last two would not have anything connected to. Because of that, I also had to change the full extend word so that now it moves them all out till this is at the edge of the connection here. Then it will move only two of them out, move one of them back, then move the third one out. If that makes any sense. I'll show you that here in a moment. Okay, let's see. Two. I hope this is not messed up again. Crap. Well, that word is not there. Again. And I don't know what happened to it. But we have these. We have some bug that keeps happening. So where is that end? Okay, here we have north outrigger extend, north outrigger retract, south, first move. Then I think we're on to, we also have the lock and unlock. 3 west should be correct. Okay. So this one is just a full group 1 extend, full group 2 extend, and full group 3 extend. Full group 1 retract, full group 2 retract, and these are pretty simple. They just move the whichever outrigger's in the way, which is that line, then they just go the extract or retract wire 16 times. And on the ones that go out, there's a dig at the end of the loop there. Then the full extend, this one does like I said. Right here is where it moves out those 8 spaces. And then it goes back. Okay. Let's see, where are we? I think I should go back to 4. Is that the one we were looking at? I wish this would print faster. Okay. So this is where they're all just past these outriggers. Then it will 8 times extend them all. Wait 40 ticks for them to extend, then dig, then that's the end of that loop. This is kind of convoluted because I had to get all to fit. Then 3 times is going to extend group 2 and group 3, dig. Then when that's done, 3 times it will retract group 3, and then 3 times it will extend group 1 and dig. Then on to 5, which is just full retract for all of them. So it retracts them until they get to the part where it has to move the outriggers, and then it moves the outriggers, and then finishes retracting. So I've already shown that. And this is the main branch mining word. So branch mine Y. So the argument is how high you want it to build the branch mine, and that's what is the other argument for this do loop. Then the counter, if that is divisible by 4, that's what that means. If I divided by 4 equals 0, it will move north, extend group 1. So it moves north 1 because the starting position is 1 offset from the side, so that the block right here is not touching anything on the sides. So it unlocks, then fully extends group 1, then it retracts group 1, fully retract group 1, then it locks, it'll do the move over 1, then it does the 7 other moves. 7 times move south to get to the other side, then it will extend and retract group 2, so it's going to unlock, full extend group 2, and then fully retract group 2. Then it's going to lock, move over 1, and that's if it's on this side, which means I is divisible by 4. If I is not divisible by 4, defined by this else, it's going to do the same thing except for it's going to go in the other direction. So move south, starting with group 2 instead of group 1. Did the whole 7 times move, then it will do group 1, and then it moves away from the wall 1. Then, so all that means it's done a row when it gets to here. It's going to move up 2, and then it'll loop, but it's going to count 2. So it's adding 2 to the counter instead of the normal default of 1. So it'll be counting by 2s since we're going up 2 each time. So what it will do is, starting on this side, this is the default, is starting this way and going that way. That's how it's designed to work. So it will, if you say branch or 6 branch mine Y, go over 1, extend group 1, retract group 1, move over 1, using the first move, which will extend the outrigger to get rid of any blocks that get stuck there. Then it will move over 7 more times. Then it's going to extend group 2 to finish the bottom row of tunnels. Retract group 2, move over 1 using the first move command to again snip that little bit off. Then it's going to go up 2, move back over 1, extend group 2, retract group 2, use the first move to move over 1 again, move over 7 more times, that gets all the way to this wall, extend group 1, and retract group 1, move away from the wall 1, and that would be 4. I'm not going to continue, you get the idea. And I've tested this word and it works fine. The next word is pretty much the same thing, except for it's mining out the whole area instead of just the tunnels. So we just use the full extend and full retract commands instead of group 1 or group 2 commands. Then finally, we have the mine chunk Y, which combines both of those with a little wait for key press in the middle. So it will do the branch mine, then it'll wait for us. So it does the branch mine and then it goes back to the beginning. So this part here is where it goes back to the beginning. First it checks as 4 is divisible by or if the Y is divisible by 4. If it's not, it basically it's seeing where it ends up, if it's going to end up on this side or on this side, because it's got to start on this side. And that's all that does. If it ends up on the far side, it'll move it back over 6 spaces. And the same thing here does the full mine Y after there's been a key pressed. And it also goes back to the beginning after it finished this fully mining out the area. So what I could do is define 2 more words, one for if I want a tunnel and one if I just want to branch mine. Or I could set it up to have a whole bunch. So I could do like a row of branch mines. But what I'm going to do is see 20 mine chunk Y. And that should take me to 24. It's a little bit higher. But that's where we want to do it. So this should be kicking in, I think. Unless something is stuck. Okay, unless I can't spell. 20 mine chunk Y. Go, branch mining for 20 blocks. Going to move over. Then it should unlock here. There we go. That's the unlock. Then it retracts that to get out of the way of the group 1. And it starts mining out these tunnels. So there goes group 1. It'll retract that and do all the stuff I've said. And that's going to be the end of this episode. After a week and a half of recording this. Like if you like, subscribe if you're not. Thanks for watching. And I will put a world download up sometime in the near future so that you can have a closer look at this. Bye.